In this lesson, we are going to be talking about the like settings within inside of Jarvee, and we're just going to dive straight into it right now. So what we previously did in our follow settings is we set up it to follow someone and then like their most recent post. So we need to just keep that in mind right now because it is going to reflect in our like settings just a tiny bit. And also, just towards the end of this lesson, I'm going to show you how to add a bit more human variation, which are going to be completely optional options to turn on. But let's get in, like I said. So we are in the like tab up top. We obviously have settings, our sources, and then results. We'll be diving into sources and results at the end. But in our settings, we want to make sure our wait between is 2 to 3 minutes before each new operation, just like our follows. And then we're going to like between 1 and 2 posts per operation with a huge delay of 110 seconds to 150 seconds. And you may be saying, Aaron, why are we doing such a big delay? And honestly, at the moment, Instagram is a huge crybaby over people doing likes, especially automatically, even manually as well. You may actually find that you run into like blocks. It is completely normal to be blocked on likes on Instagram, especially if you have a newer account or account that you're just getting started with automation. Most of my accounts are typically over 1 year old right now, most of them sort of in the 2 to 3 year old range. But you know, they don't run into like blocks, but I know a lot of new accounts, especially once I start automating them for clients, they do run into that issue. And what we're doing here is setting up a huge delay to stop those blocks happening. So hopefully this will help you avoid that issue. But like I said, if you do get like blocked, it is not a thing to panic about. It's completely normal. It sucks, but it is normal. Then we're going to make sure that we just don't touch any of the execute betweens because we need a lot of time and we need all our days. But here in our like limits, what we're going to do is change this 25 to 50 per day. So we want to make sure we're liking a maximum of 25 to 50 per day. And these like limits are pretty much replicating our follow limits essentially, because we're also then going to increase by 25 each day until it reaches 800 maximum likes per day. Now, the reason why we're doing 800 maximum likes per day here is because this max limit will actually limit, if I just jump into our follow tab here and scroll to the bottom, this will impact our like users' latest posts. Whatever our like limit is set to, it will have an effect on this. So if we only set our like limit to say 500, but we want to, you know, follow 800 people and like all their posts after we do it, it will follow 800 people, but it'll only do 500 actual likes after following them. We're going to make sure it's 800 so we can, you know, like every person who we follow. And then we're also going to just turn on these options here. So make sure we like a user's most recent 2 posts. We're just enabling that. It's just to sort of find the most recent 2 posts. And then we're just going to also limit a maximum of number of likes per user to 1. Then we can come down into our user filters, and what we need to consider here is that we've already declared our user filters in our follow tab. So these are completely different. These are for when we set up some sources, and these are going to be optional at the end, like I said, make you seem a bit more human, which I highly recommend you do. So let's go through these. Once again, completely optional what you turn on here and what you turn off. But non-English users, user has a profile image. We'll skip through these. These don't really matter because what we're going to be doing in our sources is actually targeting people who are already following you, so that you're sort of trying to provoke engagement so that they come and like and comment on your stuff and just, you know, keep a positive relationship with them. So that's, you know, why we haven't turned on users for not following this account or to skip followers. We do actually want to target our followers at the end of the day. And in our user bio name must not contain any invalid words. We'll make sure that this is all in there. So the blacklist is down below once again if you want to copy that across, all the nasty words in. And then I haven't actually turned on anything else here because, like I said, in our like user filters, this will not have any effect on our follow tab. This will only have effect on the sources that we try and find here. We just keep it nice and simple, really light and easy. Down in our post filters, we can obviously choose image, videos, or both. I like to leave mine to both. Gives it a nice little mix. We'll make sure they've posted within the last 1 day. Just makes it nice and simple that, you know, we're only going to go and like something that was posted recently. You can turn this off if you want as well, doesn't really matter. But yeah, just make sure that you're sort of liking recent things, and this is going to add more human aspect to your automation. We'll also filter the post by a number of likes. We'll make sure that they have between 0 and 500. We don't want to target anything with a crazy amount of likes, because once again, if you like their stuff, they've probably got a ton of notifications that people are liking them anyway, or just turn them off like I do. So it won't actually really have any positive effect if you go and like something with a crazy amount of likes. Even a great setting to do here is 250. I also recommend that as a great number if you know that most people you're targeting don't have, you know, that many likes. But 500 is a great sort of safety net. We're also going to choose a random post from the most recent user's post, just to keep it a little bit random. If there's generally a random or choose a random option in Jarvee, I would enable it, because it's just randomizing your automation, making it look more human. Finally, do not like if the post caption contains any of those nasty words, the same ones we have here. Once again, down below you can copy and paste those across. I've got a link to them. And then after like actions, we are going to skip wait time when no more results. This just means that if Jarvee just can't go out and like anything, there's nothing to like, it's just going to skip past liking and then move on to another task, such as deleting bad comments or going out and liking comments on your own posts. And then of course there is copy settings down here, really easy, just copy, choose your account, choose what you want to copy across, press OK. But what we're going to do is scroll up to the top and then come into our sources. So these are completely optional, because what we need to think about now, you know, in terms of our strategy, is that we are pretty much dedicating all our likes right now into our follows, because, you know, at the end of the day, our goal here is to follow 800 people per day. And then after, you know, we follow each of those users in this 800 pool, we want to make sure we're liking their image. You know, we follow someone, we like their image. We follow someone, we like their image. We follow someone, we like their image, etc. until we've done it 800 times. Now that seems a little bit robotic to me. So what we're going to do is, you know, dive into how we can basically sort of change things up here. And what we can do in our likes is we can come into our sources, and then we can start enabling, you know, to go out and spend some of our likes on different things, instead of, you know, just dedicating them to all our followers. So one thing I love to do is firstly like posts of followers. You want to promote engagement between you and, you know, people who are following you, because firstly they're following you, they like your stuff, but sometimes, you know, they may just forget that you exist. And like I said in how the algorithm works, you want a strong relationship between the two of you, because if they're liking your stuff and commenting all the time, you're going to get shown to them more, and therefore you'll get more likes, more comments. So the best way to use and utilize your likes is to firstly like posts of followers, and then also just like the latest feed posts. This is where well, it's really the only place I recommend you spend your likes, because, you know, liking posts by hashtags, while it may gain you a few followers, it's not really worth it, especially like I said, Instagram is a baby when it comes to likes. And if you go out and like hashtags or posts that have used a certain hashtag, a lot of like blocks naturally come off it. Also, you know, just to sort of make sure that everyone's on the same page here, I have enabled to like posts of followers as a selection rank number 10. That will be the biggest priority here. Go and find, you know, posts of our followers, make sure we like them, and then also then go like our latest feed posts if we have nothing left here. And, you know, with this being said, keep in mind we have just got some filters here, so we will be skipping over anything with a nasty comment, and also making sure that it was posted recently. So, you know, in the last 1 day, make sure that you're only going out and liking your followers' newest content. But that's what I recommend you would enable here. Obviously, you can do other things such as using a geolocation. Really simple, as you can see, this is how you should enter the locations. This works especially well if you are a physical business and you want to target areas around you that people may be, you know, uploading to. So for example, for nightclubs, you could target fast food places that people are taking pictures at, or other clubs where people are like tagging the location, or for example, different fashion sort of stores that they may be targeting, like a mall or something. Basically where you think your demographic is going to be, and they're uploading pictures and tagging it, you can target those locations. But also refer, you know, to the lesson where I teach you how to go about targeting those users, because people who are tagging that location may actually not be your demographic. Of course, hashtag, really simple. Just type in the hashtag. You just type it in like so. So if you wanted to target, I'm just thinking of a word here. You just type it in football and you just use a comma between each one. Really simple that way. You can obviously specifically use posts of users, list like posts of people that interacted on target posts. Really good one as well as of course the target accounts. Exactly the same as how you set up follows here. So as you can see, 2880 minutes. You can just type in accounts. But I don't want to confuse you with all this, because there is obviously a lot of sources that you can target. I highly recommend leaving it at these two, so that, you know, we're putting our likes into our after follows, and then we're just sort of spending maybe 100 to 200, depending on how many people upload in a day, on, you know, your followers' posts, and then also your latest feed posts. Just adds a bit of nice randomization. Finally, in the results, you can obviously come in here. You can see that mine's been doing some stuff just from our tutorial version of Jarvee. But we can also look at, you know, the view follow back ratio. You can open that up and then you'll see what's going on. Mine's sort of showing a little bit like the information because it hasn't really been running truly. But you can also, you know, just go through update, export all, etc. But once you're done, come back to the settings, turn that puppy on, let it run, and then you have set up all your likes.